This is the Outside Man podcast.
Hey!
This is about our fourth try, but we're going to get there.
Technical difficulties tonight.
Yep. If it happens again, I'm out.
So if you watch this...
He doesn't get paid enough, he just said off air.
Yeah.
And, I think the Coke was enough.
Yeah, well, he paid for it.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually paid for it.
Anyway, this is the Outside Man podcast. We are armchair experts, I guess you could probably say.
Yep.
You could definitely say.
Yeah, where we talk about all things rugby league, NRL specifically.
Yep. Lions won the AFL.
Yeehaw.
NRL specifically.
Yeah.
Well, then you get the emails. We're going to look at doing an AFL podcast next week.
Oh, okay. I was going with cricket.
And
that's 3. That's a lot.
As the boss, I might have to get rid of one of you boys.
Well, we already got rid of one of us.
Yeah, I know.
Callan's not here anymore.
Yep. We got rid of him.
If he was up at Early Beach at some point, so if you spot him, call this number on the screen and let us know he's still alive.
He's still going.
He'll be back. He's still alive.
We've got to work out what we're going to do for next week because we're
Grand final edition.
Yeah, grand final edition.
For it.
Yes,
the recap. Officially our most watched episode last year, so you don't want to miss that one.
Yeah, that was like 790 views. I
million views. So get a subscribe, get a like, your friends, share it out so your friends next week will see.
Yeah, I think we're up to 54 subscribers.
54, picked up another subscriber this week. Welcome.
Good to see you.
For joining us.
Matt, he didn't get the customer, but he got the subscriber.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a win in my books.
That's all we do. Sales team.
Yeah. Well, before we get started, a few weeks ago, if you remember, we tried a new segment called Jed Tries New Things.
Yep.
It was
Last
Chinese.
one was the Chinese thing. Can't get your finger
Chinese
out.
Finger trap. Well, this week, I like to have a little tasty treat sometimes.
Ooh.
It's a little meat snack called biltong. It's a South African dried meat, I guess you could say, or cured meat.
Yep.
All different flavours and whatnot. And I was up at Forest Glen coming back from an appointment, called into, I think it's Springbok Foods at Forest Glen. Sorry if I got it wrong. And I picked up some biltong and I thought, I'm going to see if Jed's tried this before. Because I love it, and I reckon Jed will love it, because Jed loves tasty snacks. Yep. So I brought some along, Jed.
Yep.
If you'd like to... You
All
can have any bit. You can have a big bit if you want.
I'll try the smallest bit to start off.
So
we're not...
This could be 5 minutes or it could be 20 minutes long. Do you want a bit?
Hey, not while we're about to talk, I don't think. A bit later. I need my teeth for the episode.
Don't pull your teeth out. You just just enjoy it. Just... Is it right?
Finish the episode at the hospital.
Jed's got 3 teeth missing.
It's got a little bit of spice to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Penrith supporter. Is it chili?
No, just normal.
No.
Is it good? It's chewy. You're not supposed to smash it. You just slow and steady enjoy it. Let it melt in your mouth.
Steady.
Rehydrate. So while we've got Jed incapacitated with the build, we'll carry on. So yeah, thanks for joining us.
I'll leave that for later.
Save it for later. Well, there you go, Jed. You've tried something new. Jed's try something new challenge.
Mean, it's not that much different to jerky, I reckon.
Jerky's probably a bit softer.
Yes, it is a little bit softer, yeah.
Probably a bit more processed as well. I think it's a different process how they make jerky versus biltong.
Yeah. I don't handle spice. I have been known to walk out of a restaurant once because I got told that it wasn't spicy. And let's just say that I threw my my food onto the shrub. And probably the gardener probably wouldn't have been that happy the next day.
You're just losing it.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't that spicy, and we're all okay.
Well, anyway, thanks again for tuning in, and let's have a recap of last round, the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not real good for either of your teams.
No.
But no surprises.
No surprises.
I think.
No surprises. We did expect, Storm and Penrith to win.
Yeah.
I thought Roosters put up a pretty good fight for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Lots of errors though.
Yeah.
In both games, Sharkies had tons of errors. Just mishandling and whatnot.
But yeah, the Storm won 48-18. Look, Storm were just outstanding. I will say that we did not play that well. I was very disappointed, and
You lost Lindsay Collins in like the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, lost,
which didn't help.
30 seconds, and like the Storm just ran us around the field, I thought.
Yeah.
Whilst I was disappointed, the Storm deserved to be there in the grand final. So, and as me and Jason were saying earlier, look, you're not going to beat Penrith. So I'd rather lose this week than lose in the grand final.
Oh, see, I reckon Storm can do.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying from a Roosters point of view, the Roosters weren't going to beat Penrith. So I'd rather,
Yeah. So the big Nelson put a big shot on Big Lindsay, knocked him out.
Yep.
So he's gone category 1.
Yep.
He fought it.
And then Nelson got 4 weeks early guilty, fought it.
Yep.
I think he got 5. He's done for 5 weeks.
Yep.
So can we just talk about the tackle for a sec? Because, like when I was talking to my dad, he didn't like that. He didn't even think it should have been a penalty. Like, it was almost like Collins just sort of fell into the tackle, and that's just part of rugby league. And I guess my dad is one of those old school guys, but
Well, they must have seen a bit of intent with Nelson throwing
but
his
I
shoulder
thought it was
into
reckless, and then I thought that, and the rule is ultimately is if there's any contact with the head, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
Definitely shoulder.
Yeah.
Definitely shoulder.
Yeah, so
to the
forceful
head.
contact with the head, that's pretty much the definition of it.
I do, not that I think he should get penalised, but he is a pretty giant lad.
Yeah.
I think the comment was he didn't try to change.
Yeah.
He just kept running at him, and he's.
Well, I forget the other time we were talking about this quite extensively. They said you've got all this to aim for, and you've hit him in the head.
Yeah.
And I think he never tries to go chest or ribs, does he? He's always up there.
Yeah.
So
and there was a few other incidents of remember your old mate, the disruptor. There was a few disruptors in that game that didn't get called. Blatant
they
disruptors.
only get called against the Sharks.
I thought there was an unfair penalty against Victor Radley. His hip drop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was.
So
not a big drop.
it was on Nelson. Funnily enough.
Yeah.
He has swung around. He was already down on the ground when Nelson was still walking, and then because he's walked forward, he's pulled Radley onto his ankle. He's gone down, big hoo-ha, having a bellyache about this ankle, and then gets the penalty, and next set he's in there running like nothing had happened. Just absolute blatant milk.
I once again, if someone goes down and gets a penalty, I think he's got to sit the next set out, or he's got to be subbed.
Yeah.
If it's that bad that they stay down, that's how we get rid of milking.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way.
Well, there was a really bad one the other week. Last week or the week before, they laid down. Who was that?
Oh, DWZ.
Yeah, he laid down for ages. Adam Reynolds. Laid down.
Oh, big layer. Big layer, Adam Reynolds.
He was on the ground for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I know.
The game was like still going.
And the other incident I want to talk about was that I thought, whether it's my bias side coming out, but Cameron Munster should have been sin binned. We went for a chip kick, and he's taken out one of our Rooster players that was going through to chase the ball, and he's taken him out. And
well, Nathan Cleary did that too.
Yeah.
In their game, and nothing happened with that.
Yeah.
And that was within like 3 meters of the try line.
Yeah. And I almost think that it's almost to the point where, if they're a big player, I think that the referees are scared to sin bin them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, why would they be scared though?
I'm not scared, but like
if the player retaliates against the ref, that's his career done.
Yeah.
You got to think of the referees as essentially they're police officers on the field. So they're the law.
Yeah.
The problem is they need to sharpen themselves up and make sure that they're consistent week in, week out, and consistent with each other, so that this incident that happened that week, if it doesn't get called this week, it doesn't get called next week either.
Yeah.
You can't call it for some teams and not other teams. And it does seem that some teams do get a bit more leniency than other teams as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably
that's
just supporter bias. I don't know.
That team's called the Storm. Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Well, yeah, me and Jason were saying there before, where like it was frustrating, where like when Melbourne was laying all over us, we didn't get penalised, but as soon as there was a hint of us laying us on them, which I must admit we did do.
Average played ball speed 3.56 for Storm, 3.7.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't sound like much, but that's a big difference.
That's quite big in, like, we're normally around 3.3 too.
Yeah.
So it was really quite a slow ruck.
Yeah.
You're going to call it.
So other than that, everything else was fairly even. 7 offloads for Storm, 11 for Roosters. 49 dummy passes for Roosters, which I think was pretty wild. That's like every every set's doing a dummy. Yeah, look, kick meters very similar. Where's the errors? A bit further. Missed tackles, 36 missed tackles, so it is pretty high. Ineffective tackles was even on 19. 12 errors.
Yeah, that's too
Roosters. 8 to Storm. Ruck infringements 2 and 1. So there did seem to be a long period of time there with no ruck infringements, and then it sort of same thing week in and week out. Like what was that ruck infringement for?
Yeah.
When the set before there was a clear ruck infringement that didn't get called. So, but yeah, look, good game, lots of intensity. Roosters came out with an intention, and I think Storm were ready for that.
Yeah. We actually scored the first try, but then.
The Storm down a man, I think they handled it quite well.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
Well, Roosters didn't score during that period, did you?
No, I don't think we. No, Daniel Tupou scored.
Yeah. But look, it was expected. Roosters are missing their spine essentially, half their spine.
Yeah.
Lose one of their big prop forwards in the first 30 seconds. So.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break and then we'll be back with the Panthers versus Sharks.
Doesn't matter.
All right, we're back. So Panthers versus Storm. Now Jace was down there in the area.
Panthers versus Sharks, even.
Panthers versus Sharks. Is that what I said?
No, you said Storm.
Oh, that's this week. Getting too excited.
Yeah.
So what was there was a bit of rain around down there.
Rain, bit of high winds. Yeah, floating around. But look, I was quite happy. We're only down by a little bit at half time. There was a try apiece. And the Sharks were well and truly in it at half time. Even I think the first half we did pretty well. Even despite some Toby Rudolph errors.
Yeah, that leg, the trip. That was just dumb.
And just a lot of things.
Jed and I were watching it, and there was a penalty, and I said, I bet you they score off this next set. They certainly did.
Straight away.
So you can't. That's like Penrith really capitalised on those errors.
Yeah. And then the second half, look, it got away from us, but not too bad. I know.
Yeah, it was just a couple of late tries.
Lots of errors, which you could put down to the weather, I guess. But there seemed to be a lot of errors. Even Penrith had a lot of errors.
Yeah, I don't think
it was wet. It was a bit. There was a few drop balls. Penrith didn't play their greatest. But then the Sharks just didn't have.
They seem to be targeting Nico as well, giving him a bit of a hard time.
Yeah.
There's a bit of niggle in there.
But
Trindle, I thought they kept Trindle pretty well wrapped up as well.
Yeah, he did. He had some nice touches though. He almost kicked a 40-20.
That was a good kid.
There was a lot of almost for the Sharks.
Yeah.
Nicola went through but dropped the ball. There were just a lot of almost. And we were close, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So Panthers had the lion's share of the possession at 54% to 46.
So that completion rate, 70 and 79, is well down.
Yeah. What's another one that we want to have a look at? Everything else is...
So that played
41 tackle
speed,
breaks.
3.2 seconds for Penrith. So we really weren't holding them down enough.
Yeah.
We were letting them get up and play the ball way
There is a real technique that the top teams have where they rolled the player over
onto their back.
Normally,
as they get
there's normally always 3 in a tackle, and they'll always roll them over.
Yeah.
And then one thing I noticed that Munster was doing was that when the player was trying to get up off the ground to play the ball, Munster would hold his hand down on the ground, so he couldn't lift his hand up. So I noticed that he did that a few times, so just a little bit of trickery there. But yeah, to compete, you really got to get them on their back and hold them down.
Yeah.
So we've got. What else do we want to have a look at?
Pretty
here?
average, but just those.
41 missed tackles to Sharks, 16 to Penrith.
That's a lot of missed tackles.
16 errors for Sharks, 11 for Panthers, so both very high.
Yeah.
16 is quite high.
But 16 errors and 41 missed tackles is enough to lose a game.
Yep.
Yeah, even if you weren't playing Penrith.
Yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunate for Sharks. They did well to get where they were, but I thought they did turn a bit soft.
Well, Panthers beat us by 40 earlier in the year.
Well, that's
we
the first time.
were never in that game.
Yeah.
So I think we've come a fair distance.
Yeah.
I think next year,
So next year, if you get in the finals again and into the top 4 again, but you don't go anywhere, is that time for a clean out? How long's Fitzgibbon been there for now, coaching?
3 years?
2, 3? Yeah, not
so,
long.
So they might do a Kevy Walters on him.
Well, no, because we've been consistently in the top 4.
Yeah.
So, they haven't dropped Craig Bellamy.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
They haven't dropped Craig Bellamy, and they've been just about the same.
Yeah, but he's been consistent for 23
Mate, can I say
years,
though, I'd make a beautiful bride. If you're out there and you're looking for someone.
No, we offer Noah Blake next year.
Yeah.
I think we just need to drop Will Kennedy and
I thought he wasn't too bad. He did do a couple of.
So
he did have.
I think he is a good player, but I think you need a great fullback.
Yeah, you do.
Like Pappenhausen, Tedesco, Edwards, Gutho.
Well,
you need a great fullback.
The 40-20 that Cleary kicked.
Yeah.
Kennedy was on the other
He was
side.
on the other
of the
side
field.
of the field.
It's like, what? Why the guy's a right-footed kicker,
Yeah.
and it's going to go to him most of the time, right?
Even
why are you on
middle,
the left? Why are you on the left
middle
side
of the field? Yeah.
He wasn't even in the middle. He was all the way over the other side. It's like, what are you doing, bro?
And did Jack Williams, he signed with
Yeah.
Parramatta
Dropsies,
today?
So Dropsies is gone.
Yep.
I didn't see anyone upset on the Sharks fan pages.
Oh, okay.
Look, he's a good runner, but he just too many drops.
Okay,
I haven't seen a game where he hasn't dropped the ball, and that's just not good enough.
Yeah.
You can't.
So,
you gotta
but we
hold
got
on to it.
Fanua Blake coming next year. Forwards, we got enough. And they're saying they're letting these guys go so we can re-sign Trindle.
Yeah, well, he's currently on 300.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I saw Johns is like 900 or so. There's no way.
He's good, but he's got to
play a full
at
year
least
first.
600.
Yeah.
600, 700.
Yeah. I'll go 750.
750. All right, you win.
Well, not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to do something.
Bit of concern for Nathan Cleary. He had did a tackle, come up reeling out of the tackle.
It's almost
with
like he
his shoulder.
reached out or something like that. And when he sort of did that on the try line, you could feel the discomfort.
Yeah.
So there's whispers that that's Melbourne's going to be part of Melbourne's game plan is test that shoulder out pretty early in the game.
They've already got Schneider on the bench, so he'll be all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do want to talk about that though when we do our grand final preview.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So anything else on this game that you want to put in before we get on to the next segment?
I just probably want to highlight. I think Nico was a bit subpar.
Yes.
I often defend him most
I
weeks.
think he was better though. But
he was better, but he
the game before he was better.
Yeah.
This game.
Yeah.
He was a lot better than
he wasn't in sync with the team. There was a couple of times he went to pass it to Katoa.
He wasn't
and,
there.
and Katoa was on the other side.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
saw
like,
that.
well,
I noticed that.
he's not. I don't think he's gelling with the guys.
Yeah.
So maybe that's just because he's been out. But
Yeah.
But he's been back for a while.
they've tried
now.
to change things up a bit and get Trindle to do the kicking, luckily, which is great.
That was a good move.
But I just don't think. Yeah, I just don't think Nico. Yeah, played his best.
But I actually thought it worked really well last week when
It did.
Trindle took the dominant ball.
Yeah.
And then Nico could just sort of come in and do his thing.
So
And they went away from that game plan a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Trindle still did most.
Yeah.
Most of kick in. Obviously, not enough as much space with the Panthers, but I think, I don't know. I think Nico to fullback is probably his spot. I think we tried it. I think we realised he's not a half.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back in a minute. All right, we're back.
We're back in black.
So, Jed, we're gonna good news for the ladies.
Yes.
Good news.
All right.
Roosters and Sharkies in the final.
Yes, but I'll quickly talk about the semi-finals.
All right.
So, the Sharks won 14-0
against the Broncos.
We
beat the favourites.
That was
beat the favourites.
I watched that game. It was a great game.
I wasn't on the podcast last week, and I just have to say I messaged Jed.
Yes.
And I said it was utterly disrespectful. And I said that the Sharks will beat the Broncos in Brisbane, and it happened.
And look, the Sharks' defence was absolutely outstanding in this game. Like,
Broncos were very flat.
Yes, yeah, they were.
Because we beat them
just go up. Go up. No, go down.
Yeah.
The Sharks halfback.
Oh, yeah,
Preston. She was outstanding.
Yeah, she's great.
And then also the
fullback.
The fullback. Who's the fullback for the Sharkies?
I forget her name because she's a new one.
Yeah,
Tonegado. She was our centre, I think.
Yeah, and your captain as well. She was. How do you pronounce?
Yep. Tiana.
Yeah, Tiana. She was
Penatani.
Pevatani. She was like the game breaker.
Tiana
I thought
Pevatani.
she was.
She's good in attack. I think her defence is a little bit.
Yeah, but just the whole team worked well together. So
it was a great game. There was a couple of line breaks from the Broncos. I thought they were nearly going to get over. Brigginshaw looked really flat. Like,
I know.
She didn't look like she.
Whether age is starting to catch up with her, or
I don't know if she was just carrying an injury or something.
Yeah.
But nothing was working for her. Like,
I know.
There was a lot of plays where she got the ball and literally just stopped and didn't know to go left or to right. I don't know if that's a team gelling issue, but
So
whatever. But it was really unfortunate because Broncos, they came from right down the ladder.
Well, they were coming last, like in the first 2 or 3 rounds, and then
they won like 6 in a row. Or something.
Yeah, something like
5
that.
or 6 in a row.
Look, I was pretty happy they got beat, but so they're gone.
Yeah, but good job, Sharkies, and then the Roosters beat the Knights.
We were absolutely outstanding. Like, I watched this game, but Newcastle, they were average. They were really average. Like, they only scored a couple of late tries. Isabel Kelly was good for us. Jasmine Strange as well. I know that our halfback, she came out of retirement to play for us this year. So, I think we're looking good for the grand final.
Yeah, looking good for a second place.
Yeah, but
are they playing before the guys?
Yeah,
or
3
after?
o'clock. Around 3 o'clock.
Oh,
So
2:55. Yeah.
So
2:55. So big afternoon.
Good.
So Roosters versus Sharkies.
The real grand final, as we're calling it.
Yeah, so the real grand final. Look, I'm going for my Roosters on the basis that we beat the Sharks a couple of weeks ago 40-0, and the Sharks were never in it. So I think that we can back that up.
Yeah, I'm going for the Sharks, obviously, because we're a better team.
Okay. Yeah.
And this year we were leading the comp for a good 8 weeks.
Is this the first finals too? The Sharks have only been in the comp 2 seasons, so finals in
second
the
year
season,
in
really
the grand final,
awesome.
so I'm quite happy. The Sharks have been in this grand final. The Newtown Jets, our feeder club, won the grand final last weekend, and our under 19s were also in the grand final. They got picked, so the Sharks are doing well.
So
Newtown, keep them.
So just quickly, Newtown are playing the North Devils for the so they'll be on grand final day as well. So I just love rugby league on grand final day.
Grand final!
You get to watch all 3 grades. I think the last one that I went to was 2010. Was the last grand final I went to.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to watch the Jersey.
Well, we
the
went
Premier-
to the last
We
one
went to the
together.
Penrith one. Penrith Rabbits.
Roosters. Oh, Rabbits, yeah.
But you didn't get to watch
Oh.
3 grades on that day, did you?
No. I got there.
We were a bit late, but we did get to watch something before the main game.
There was something. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
There was,
yeah.
I can't
It was
remember.
COVID
It was like
styles, though,
3
so-
years ago.
Yeah, so that was...
We were up the top at Suncorp though, and it was still awesome.
Yeah, so
Yes.
anyway, we're all going for the Roosters in this one.
Are we?
For another.
So,
The
you know...
boys are-
I'll see who's winning at half time.
Yeah, me and Jason are going to have a bet. Whoever loses has to... You owe me...
A palmy.
A palmy, yes.
You already owe me 2 palmies for the
Yeah.
last
Well, I'll be
few
up to
weeks.
3.
Alright, I'm going to
alright.
collect those 3 palmies. You're going to shout my whole family a feed by the
Yeah,
sounds
I
of it.
know. Anyway,
Cronulla.
into the main game. Storm versus Penrith. We will go through the team lineup soon.
Look at the betting. $1.90 to $1.94 to Panthers.
Yep.
Also,
No one can
Storm
pick
are the
it.
favourites.
Yeah.
Yep.
First v second.
So-
Accor Stadium.
So, Jason, can you go through the Storm lineup?
I
boys?
can. I'll go through both. Ready? So fullbacks. We've got Pappenhausen v Edwards.
Yep.
Storm is the first one for your information.
Yeah.
The wing, we've got Warbrick versus Taruva. In the centre, we got Howarth versus Tangor. Then we've got Meany v Alamotti.
Yep.
On the wing, we got Coates v To'o. 5/8. We got Munster v Luai. Then the halfback, we got Hughes v Cleary.
Such a great lineup, eh?
Yeah, I know.
That's a killer. Then forwards, Big Nelson's out, like we said. So Tui is
Yep.
in there with Moses Leota. In the hooker, we've got Harry Grant v Kenny.
Yep. Mixed
The next prop, we got King and Fisher Harris. Back row, we got Sean Bloor and Luke Garner. I think you'll find that will be Sorensen come game day.
Yes.
And then we've got Katoa for the Storm and Martin for Penrith. And then the locks is Liero and Yo. So our interchanges, the Storm interchange, we've got Wishart, Welsh, Lazarus and McDonald. And then for Penrith, we've got Schneider, Smith, Henry and Eisenhuth. I've got to say, these are pretty even teams.
Pretty even team. So
When you
coming
look
for me,
at that
'cause-
go,
he didn't play last week, did he? Tui coming for me.
was he on the bench? Did he come on?
Who's this?
Tui?
Oh, I'm not sure. I forgot.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I did see there quickly that 9 of the Storm players came from the Sunshine Coast Falcons system.
9.
Yep, there are 9 players.
Wow.
So,
There's some pretty good mashups in there, eh? Good job, Falcons.
yep.
But you got, so Warbrick will be on Toto
Yep.
and Coates on Taruva. And there's a fair bit of height difference there between Xavier
Yeah.
Coates and Taruva.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you'd be hitting that corner with the bombs for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Warbrick, how good has he been? He's been so good this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Just came out of
killing
nowhere.
it. Just killing it.
Wow.
So I actually think that this will be the last grand final that Penrith make for maybe 2 or 3 years. So they've
Wow.
That's
got Taruva. They've also got Lualai leaving, and they have Jane Fisher Harris. So I think we saw.
I've said this for 3 years though.
Yes, I know.
Taruva's average, I've got to say. He's
He's
not
good
that
at milking.
great.
He's good at milking penalties.
Yeah, Taruva's not that great, and they signed the
From Parramatta.
Parramatta.
Blaze.
Yeah,
Blaze.
Blaze to
So
Lundy.
he'll be fine. They'll miss the fish. He's great.
He's a big dude.
Schneider will come in, and I think if Cleary stays fit, they'll be all right.
Yeah.
There was whispers
They've
that
also
Cleary
got
was.
Cole as well.
There was whispers that Cleary's thinking about going to Super League.
Yeah,
that
signed
was
3
false.
years with Warrington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
No, you heard it on Fox.
No one
That's where they
watches Fox.
said it.
They're all
Yeah.
here watching
Yeah,
us.
no one watches Fox.
So, boys, who wins and why?
Storm win because their spine has more grand final experience,
Yep.
and I think even more than that, their forward pack is far better.
Yep. And what's your scoreline prediction?
Oh, I think they only win by 6.
Yep.
Yep.
So you think
I also, part 3, can I give you a part 3?
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
I also think that Cleary and Edwards are far better goal kickers than Meany.
Oh, yeah.
So I think if it comes down to goal kicking, which a grand final very well can,
Yeah.
I'm putting my money on Penrith. every
Except
day.
that Manly Storm grand final from 2008.
Huh?
No, I said if it does.
Oh, if.
Yep.
40 points is a bit. Remember, Cameron Smith got, kicked out of that grand final because he dogged the Sharks.
Yeah. What about you, Matt? Who wins and why? And what's your
Yeah,
score
look,
prediction?
I think it's going to be a really tight battle.
Yep.
I think it's going to be very physical. There's going to be
Yeah.
some big hits. I am leaning towards Storm winning, partly because I don't want Penrith to win another grand final. We need someone else to do it, and the only team that was good enough this year was Storm, and I think Storm can do it.
Yep.
I think Munster's hitting his stride since he's come back from injury, probably over 2 months ago now, maybe
Yep.
6 weeks ago. Jerome Hughes is playing excellent footy. Coates is back into the side now. He's come good too. So, he's going to be jumping 6 metres in the air and falling over the try line. I think they will miss Nelson for that physical contest.
Yeah.
But Kamikamica's, he's
Yeah.
not as
And-
big, but just as physical.
And Josh King has essentially came in, and he does it. He's a good player as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I think they're just solid. Both teams are solid.
yeah.
It's going to be a really interesting game.
Yeah. So I'm predicting Storm to win. I actually think it will be close up until probably the 60th minute, and then Storm will score like 2 late tries. So I'm thinking it will be maybe like 22-10 will
Yeah.
be the scoreline. I did hear on Fox that they were interviewing a couple of Storm players, and they were actually talking about the 2018 grand final when Keeper Cronk was injured, and
Yeah.
they just kept on trying to go for him, and it sort of undid their natural playing style. So I don't think that you'll see them like specifically target out Nathan Cleary as such. They'll just hit their points as such. So I think that, and I'm gonna go Munster for Clive Churchill.
Oh, okay. Munster, yep, I can see that.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
I'm keen.
Yep. I'm keen.
So,
yeah,
big game.
you can see it all here on. No, you can't watch
No,
it.
we're not live streaming the game.
Yeah.
Can't
Quick
see
way
that
to get
anyway.
banned.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's
All right.
that's this week's wrap.
Yep.
Grand final coming up
Yep.
Sunday.
So something we've got to talk about.
Yeah. Something
Oh,
we do
okay.
have
Something
to
we've
talk
got to talk about.
Oh.
What is going on with the Broncos?
Oh yes, news.
I know this is a big game coming up, but in the space of a week, the Broncos have sacked their coach, announced that there were secret interviews done
Yeah.
with the
It was done like
players,
on an iPad. They were saying.
and they've announced Michael Maguire as their new coach. Is that his name?
Yes.
So Maguire's
Yeah, badge.
dropped the Blues.
Madge.
Yeah.
Maggie.
Yep. So he's dropped the Blues in the week and gone on.
So
to
how do you
the-
feel about that as a Blues fan?
Yeah.
Like,
As a Blues fan, I'm quite upset that he won't be coaching, but he's always said he wants to be an NRL coach.
well, he was an
Yeah.
NRL coach.
Yeah, he
Couple
wanted
times.
to be again.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a better coach than Kevin Walters in NRL, but I also don't know if Kevin Walters can coach.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've seen whether he can or can't.
I don't think he can.
Like, he got him through to a grand final, and he got him kicked out of the top 8.
Yeah.
I think he needed another year to see where he was at. I also had a feeling, just in the watching, that maybe he thought he was a seasoned coach and he expected more respect
Yeah.
because he was a Broncos legend or whatever.
Yeah.
But he hadn't actually proved anything.
Yeah. And he won an
Well,
Origin series, but like in an Origin series, you don't really have to. Like, you've already got these players that know what they're doing.
You're not coaching players. You're getting them ready for a
Yeah, you're getting them ready. So yeah, like I really like Maguire as a coach, and I think
why?
look, I think that some of those Broncos players need a bit of an attitude check.
Yeah.
And I think that he's your man because I think that even like with what happened over in Bali and stuff like that, I don't think that he'll accept that.
Yeah, okay. It didn't work at South though.
He won him a premiership.
It wasn't really his team. He inherited that team.
Yeah.
And then they won.
Yeah.
Well, that's what will happen with the Broncos.
On the slide.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, he's come into the Blues after they've been struggling, gets the win. He coached New Zealand that was struggling and got them a win. Bunnies come in, got them a win. So there's a good chance he'll come into the Broncos. He'll get them there to that grand final win.
Yeah.
And then they'll do that big slide again.
So do you reckon that he's a better short-term coach than a long-term coach?
I think he's just suited for Origin.
Yeah.
Internationals. Mind you, I don't know how much the coach plays apart from picking a team in Origin in Australia. How much coaching do they actually do in a week?
Yeah.
Probably more strategy than anything.
Yeah.
You're not going to be there teaching them fundamentals like how to pass a ball.
And it's in-game. It's in-game things. So, it's the matchups that he got, moving Crichton in that game where it was 12-13. Yeah, but anyway, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
The players are on notice now, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
They've sacked the coach, so that's going. So we'll see what they do. Another sacking.
Yeah.
Or not really a sacking, but Addo Carr.
So it looks like he's going to get 3 to 4 weeks suspension for his drug scandal.
Yeah.
The interesting thing will be, how did it get into his system when he says that he didn't do anything?
Yeah, he didn't take it, so it's interesting to find out how that tested positive.
So, but
I don't know if we'll ever know.
No, we'll never know. But his lawyer, him and his lawyer, accepted the fine from the police.
Oh.
3-month driving sentence, and then the NRL's come out and said, yeah, we're going to give you 3 to 4 week suspension, bring the game into disrepute. So,
yeah.
And they've also told the Bulldogs have also told him that he can start shopping around.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
does that mean that he can go to either Coles or Woolies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Audi though.
It's not allowed Audi anymore.
No.
It's probably it's a funny thing, but it's probably a good thing for them because they've got an abundance of wingers and they're paying him a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it's probably oh great, now we can get rid of him.
Yep. And then just quickly, guys, it's Dahlia M night.
Jerome
tonight.
Hughes, congratulations.
Yep. James Teddy Tedesco.
Oh, Teddy, you reckon?
Yeah. He'll get fullback of the year, Teddy, but yeah.
Yeah, I think Jerome takes it out.
Jerome Hughes probably get it. Oh, how was that try? You can't see this, but Xavier Coates' try at the years against the Warriors that won the game.
Yeah. So he's won try of the year.
I think Tricky's was better.
Yes.
The kick, and then he comes around and gets it and dives in the corner. That's my try of the year.
We'll have live updates of the awards.
We're
going to stay up till 10 o'clock tonight.
Jed's not working tomorrow, so he'll be able to.
No, I am actually working tomorrow.
I'm going to call an Uber.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for anything else.
No, that's it. Just excited.
What's for dinner,
Bring
Jed?
on the grand
I
final.
got a pizza already in the fridge. All I have to do is put her in.
I'm still waiting for me palmy.
Oh yeah, I'm still waiting for.
Remember you said if you watch this episode
till the end.
palmy.
And I watched it.
I watched it.
We'll have to do
And the week before you said I could have a palmy.
We'll have to go on a palmy night.
Yeah.
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 Well, we could probably next year we might have a look at getting some special guests in, eh?
Yes.
Or we might. Do
I've already organised one.
Well,
so
if you're special,
TBC.
if you're special
Don't
and you want to be a guest,
Yeah.
if you want to be a guest,
We got 4 special guys.
hit us up on the gram.
yep.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah.
What is it?
Do we have Instagram?
Outside Man. You guys should jump on.
Alright, Outside Man on Instagram.
Podcast. Yeah.
It's the Outside Man podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside Man.
Or just leave a comment on YouTube.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Hit the like button while you're there. Hit the share button.
Yep.
Hit the subscribe button too, so you can keep up to date.
And we'll be back for one more episode this year.
Maybe 2. We don't know.
We'll see how we go. But yeah, we'd love to see you there. But apart
See
from
ya.
that, have a great life.
Have a great life.
Yeah.
Jeez, you didn't say
Oh.
have a great life.
No, I didn't.